Okay, thanks, Liam. I like that allowance business. As I say to people, we're on opium. Other people's money is what we like to spend, so that's good. Look, thanks for the introduction, and thanks for everyone for coming along to hear a little bit about the Ausquest story, certainly what I can give you in 15 minutes. This is an exciting time to be a shareholder of Ausquest. With follow-up drilling at two of our projects, one in WA and one in Peru, close to getting underway. Both of these funded as part of our strategic alliance with South32. With a market cap of only 8 million, there is clearly an opportunity for a re-rating of our company over the coming months. A standard disclaimer, which you can read at your leisure. Since listing, the company has continued to focus on large-scale provincial opportunities, mainly in base metals, copper, lead, zinc, nickel. This has led us to have a number of joint ventures with major companies, which has helped fund the exploration programs that we've put in place, especially as a junior explorer. Currently, we have a strategic alliance agreement with South32. This provides both funding for the project as well as funding for the company, enabling us to get on with the job of managing our exploration programs with a minimum of fuss, including the drilling programs which we are about to embark on. Under the agreement, dilution occurs at the project level rather than at shareholder level, which has remained unchanged for the past 4 years. South32 are able to earn a 70% interest in each project they select by spending $4 million US on each of them. We currently have 6 projects under the alliance agreement. Our capital structure, we have a little over 500 million shares on issue and are capitalised at around $8 million. Our cash position at the end of June was around 1.8 million, which includes funds for drilling that I'll be discussing a little later. We have a small board, 3 people, which helps keep our overheads low and maximises dollars into the ground where the real value is created. Our major shareholder is Mr. Chris Ellis, who was involved in Excel Coal some time ago now, but he remains very supportive of what we are trying to accomplish, and we sincerely thank him for that. Our share price has languished a little since late last year, along with many other junior explorers, but it's starting to show signs of improvement now that we are moving towards another round of drilling. So Peru, why Peru? Peru has an excellent pedigree for the discovery of large copper deposits. It forms part of the South American chain of large iron oxide copper gold and porphyry deposits which occur in belts that run parallel to the coast from Chile in the south to now Ecuador in the north. All the world's major copper producers have operations in South America, including Peru. More recently, expansions at the Cerro Verde mine by Freeport and at Tocopala by Southern Copper have increased Peru's copper output to number 2 in the world. And with the new development at Quellaveco by Anglo American, Peru will continue to stay at the forefront of global copper production for the foreseeable future. In 2011, Ausquest acquired a number of projects in the south of Peru based on results from a regional airborne survey which the company flew on spec. This highlighted possible IOCG and porphyry copper prospects beneath the cover that blankets much of the coastal region. This slide shows the major copper mines in blue and our projects, the ones in red being funded under the agreement with South32 and the ones in green being 100% owned by Ausquest and subject to early stage exploration in order to advance them to the drilling stage and possible future joint venture opportunities under the alliance. Our main focus over the past 12 months has been in the north at Cerro de Fierro and Parcoy, which are up in the top left-hand corner, both of which are funded by South 32. The Serra de Fierro project is an iron oxide copper gold prospect that was originally identified from our airborne survey data. It occurs at the southern end of a known IOCG belt, which includes iron deposits at Marcona and a copper deposit at Minajusta, approximately 130 kilometres to the northwest, which is currently being developed by Minsur, a Peruvian company. Late last year, we completed our first round of drilling at this prospect. 7 wide-space drill holes were targeted at geophysical anomalies, both magnetic and IP targets, to see what we were dealing with below the volcanic cover rocks. The program was successful as it confirmed IOCG-style mineralisation, with 6 of the 7 holes intersecting highly anomalous copper and gold values. One hole, hole 3, reported close to economic grades and economic thicknesses, with a cumulative thickness of around 130 metres, grading around 0.4% copper and 0.2 grams gold. What we need to find is tonnes. Follow-up drilling to the west of hole 3 is scheduled to commence in late November. Subsequent to the drilling, detailed soil and rock chip sampling plus ground mag surveys were completed over the entire prospect, effectively outlining a much larger target than was initially thought. A copper system in excess of 10 square k's in size is now inferred, with at least 6 areas where higher grade copper has been identified at surface. That's the green triangles. Anomalous gold values appear to concentrate over the magnetite core, which is coincident with the mag anomaly. Current drill programs are confined to the area inside the drill permit area, which is shown in black, with applications to extend this area to cover all the company's title, currently in the process of being lodged with government. Drilling outside the permit area awaits this approval, which should be forthcoming sometime in the second quarter next year. Some photos of the project. It's a very scenic place to work, but you need a good pair of climbing boots to be able to get around. It's a great place to visit if you've never been to Peru. The Parcoy project is located approximately 50 kilometres northwest of Serra de Fierro and is another potential IOCG prospect within the area south of the Minajusta deposit. It was initially identified as a possible Serra de Fierro lookalike based on our airborne survey data and industry reports of significant copper intersections being made along regional structures in the area. The Los Chapitos prospect, which is 6 k's to the southeast of Parcoy, was reporting intersections in excess of 100 metres, grading 0.7% copper, which significantly increased our interest in the area. Since then, systematic geophysical and geochemical sampling surveys were initiated over the prospect, and so far have outlined a large copper in soil anomaly with potential for significant extensions to the northwest, where our IP data suggests we have stronger anomalism. That's in the red image. It's still very early days at this prospect, but the initial signs are extremely encouraging. This is the largest copper soil anomaly we have found across all our projects in Peru, which keeps us highly interested in this area. Back in Australia, we have 3 projects still under the strategic alliance with South. 2 are in WA, our Balladonia and Tangadee projects, which is shown in red, and 1 is in Queensland, which I'll get to later. In WA, we've also identified a number of new opportunities in the Paterson province, which are shown in green, where recent discoveries of copper and gold by Rio Tinto at Winu and Greatland Gold at Havieron have focused the industry's attention in this area. Work here awaits grant of titles, which is expected shortly. The Balladonia project is located in the Fraser Range province of WA, which hosts world-class nickel and copper deposits at Nova Bollinger, 60 kilometres to our north, and a large gold deposit at Tropicana. Ground EM surveys over selected magnetic targets within our titles resulted in one of these producing a distinct response that was subsequently tested by shallow air core drilling. Highly anomalous base metals, copper, lead, zinc and silver, were reported within strongly altered bedrock, outlining a base metal target approximately 500 by 200 metres in size, with the main target being below the current level of drilling. This slide shows a section through the Telegraph prospect, highlighting the intensity of the alteration, the deep weathering that occurs where the mineralisation is, and the shallow bedrock on either side. Outside the target, the fresh bedrock occurs at depths of about 3 metres, whilst over the target, some drill holes did not intersect fresh bedrock even at depths of 100 metres. RC drilling is planned in November to test below the current level of drilling. 6 holes, 250 metres each on 2 sections will determine the potential of this prospect and more broadly the region to host a new base metal discovery. Finally, the Hamilton project in Queensland. This is also under the Strategic Alliance. It's located approximately 100 kilometres south of the Cannington silver lead zinc mine, which is owned and operated by South 32. From the geological map in the upper left-hand corner and the photos of our recent drilling operation, it's not quite a tourist resort, it's easy to see why exploring in this area is so challenging. You can't see any rocks. The extensive cover makes it difficult to explore, but the prize is certainly worth the effort, especially being so close to other mining operations in the district. At the Winton South prospect, a reassessment of exploration data, including assays from historical drilling, highlighted what we believe to be a near-miss situation for iron oxide copper-gold style copper in hole 2009. It's one of the northernmost hole on that left-hand side slide. Subsequent IP surveys completed by the company outlined a strong chargeable anomaly, which was the main target for our drilling, which we completed in August of this year. 4 wide-spaced holes on 400-metre centres were completed across the target zone, looking for possible vectors for buried mineralisation. Whilst we are still awaiting assay results from all the drill holes, highly anomalous copper values were intersected in hole number 3, albeit over a narrow 9-metre interval, but within highly altered bedrock, supporting the concept for a nearby copper system. Hole 9, which is the closest BHP historical hole, is still 500 metres away from hole 3, so you can get a sense of the scale of drilling that we tend to do. Another possible target associated with a weaker IP response to the south of hole 3 is currently being looked at as one possibility. A full assessment of this project will be made once all the survey data have been received. So what can we look forward to over the next 6 months? Further drilling in Peru and Western Australia to follow up our encouraging results from the initial drill tests at the Serra de Fierro and Balladonia projects. This drilling is scheduled to start in November, probably the second half of November at this stage. All approvals have been obtained. Definition of targets for future drilling at both the Parcoy and Hamilton copper projects will keep the Strategic Alliance going on those prospects for at least another 6 to 12 months, as well as continued early stage exploration work to identify new opportunities for the Alliance and the company, taking advantage of knowledge gained through our existing projects, especially in Peru, and the programs that we're currently completing. As I said at the beginning, an exciting time to be an Ausquest shareholder. I think I've timed this beautifully. Thank you again for listening. It's been a fairly short presentation on some of our projects. We're currently We're in booth 11 if any of you want to come and have a chat about our projects and what we're doing and potential for investment. And thank you again for listening and giving me the opportunity to talk briefly at least about Ausquest. Thank you.